one that gets the Jerry Kamora from the band Slapjaw. Like I'm just JW. Kyle's just Kyle, and you are tied to your band. Welcome on a Tuesday night, well into the holiday season. 6 days away from Christmas, if you're counting. God let it end, Jerry.
Right.
Let's get it done. Let's open gifts and let kids have a cocoa coma, and we've been doing an Elf on the Shelf, and so all these things are super cool. That elf he's very pesky. He does a lot of cool things. But welcome to Loud and Nerdy, the last Loud and Nerdy of 2023. I was telling Jerry I'm on fumes. I need a couple weeks off. We will be returning on Tuesday, January 9th, I believe is if I'm correct, Tuesday, January 9th. Yeah, that's it. We're coming back. So we leave tonight. We get 3 weeks off of just kind of chilling and having a good time, enjoying family, enjoying camaraderie, enjoying movies.
Enjoying stress.
Yeah, the eating the stress of the holidays and giant ham sandwiches, important stuff. But a couple things. If you like what's happening on Tuesday nights when you pay attention to us, by all means, like and subscribe to the Indie Escape Network on our YouTube channel. Super busy things coming up in 2024. There's apparently a thing called HauntCon that's coming to Daytona Beach. And we are hopefully going to be very well represented at this particular event. We have Joe Ridgely has several important calls ongoing to become a very huge proprietor and part of this event, and we're looking forward to that. That's in February. We're also working on a bunch of new shows. Some will be younger demographic shows, Jerry, because I don't know if you know this. You and I are old, and we need to kind of get some new blood. So we're gonna have some old blood. We're gonna have old blood and young blood joining together. Yeah, we're going young blood, old blood, new blood. But we have a bunch of shows. There's a lot of shows on the table of what we might do in 2024. A lot of good things going on. Also, if you do like Facebook, we have a Facebook page. Please like the Facebook page. The like and subscribes for YouTube and Facebook take literally 10 seconds. You can get all the information about all our shows and everything. It takes very little of your time, but it's super important for us. And also kind of sets forth ways for us to kind of move forward in the future with all kinds of cool things. Maybe a wrestling show, maybe a Critical Role type D&D show, maybe a show about this really cool couple that watches movies together. I'm super excited about that. They're one of the persons from my improv days who I taught improv, and his wife are very big movie buffs, so we might get them on the network. I'm looking forward to that. I don't want to ruin or jinx any of it. But we got a lot of things coming up in 2024. It's going to be super exciting. I'm stoked. And we're working really hard to make this work for everybody. So, with that being said, let's see some comments. Who's chatting? Good evening, friends. Good evening, Ken. I talked to you earlier today. I'm glad you're doing better. He was sick last night. I am sad to hear that your mom's now sick. That sucks. Nobody should be sick holiday week. I know that I have in my nightstand, Jerry, I have Alka-Seltzer tablets that you can just dissolve in water. Mm-hmm. And I felt the hint last night of a sore throat. I put those things in a thing of water, and I immediately, I woke up this morning, no issues. So I am super excited about that.
It's hitting family here too. It's hitting close family and
you gotta have your secret reserve of the drugs that stop it. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, Joe Ridgely. Thank you for coming. Thanks. She has colitis and COPD. She's feeling it today. I wish her the best. I wish her a speedy recovery and warm healing energy sent her way, Ken. Hey, boys. Hey, Raven Hanshaw. How are you?
Howdy.
Glad to see you're causing trouble tonight. Up and about, doing troublesome things. I appreciate it. We're waiting for our other troublemaker, Kyle, but I don't know if you guys know. If you guys don't know, he is a postman. And I don't know if you know this, but this is Hell Week for postmen. Apparently, they release all the dogs this week. They also have all the packages they have to carry. They also do a ton of stuff. And as I say it, it's like drawing a pentagram on the ground. And there he is. Is that like...
That's the kind of day you had. There it is.
I was going to ask, like, okay, it's a beanie of some sort. I was going to ask, you look like somebody that's in an old-timey horror film that has amnesia.
Hospital Massacre.
How are you feeling? Are you okay?
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah. And then, let's see. Raven
I don't know who needs to hear it.
I swear I did out of kindness. I swear. Okay. Okay, come on, talk to me. What do you got?
I don't know who needs to hear it, but stop ordering the Amazon, people. Just stop.
It's the best thing to order.
It's a national addiction.
It is.
It's
just easy.
Somebody said something to me in one of our, I think it was my cousin who was busting my balls. We were thinking about getting Whamageddon shirts made up, and also merch for this show, and merch for Generation Movie, and merch for any of the shows that are going to be on the network, including the Sticky Microphone, which is on Wednesday, Thursday nights. And I just, the question was put forth to me, is this money for the shirts that you're going to be charging? Will it be going to your movie addiction? And I'm like, it's better than meth. Right? I mean, like, you can be a lot of things in this life. You can be an alcoholic. You can be a drug addict. You can be all of these things, addicted to Percocet. But if you're addicted to movies a little bit, people are very judgy. So I don't know. I'm fine. I just thought it was a funny comment.
Well, the addiction kind of leads me into a comment here that I had that I wanted to say to you. And we all know about your big Raiders addiction. And
yeah, it's real.
The high of that win on Thursday night that led to a coach and a general manager both getting fired. Did that spiral into how much you just loved Wonka and maybe influenced it a bit? Because
I saw
good, but giving it a little more praise than it should.
Okay, so a couple things
influencing it.
Couple things. I saw Wonka before the Raider game, so I was at Wonka right before the beginning of the Raider game. So I got home in the middle of I had to run errands too. Like, I was super helpful to the wife on Thursday night on the way home from the movie theater, because we had get this. We bought something at Target, and they double-clicked whatever they put in the fucking bag.
Oh.
So I looked down, I don't check all my receipts until after I leave. I looked down, and there was an additional $75 charge. So it said 2 at whatever, and I was like, we don't have 2 of them. And my wife was like, well, you got to call them right now, right? So I called, and the guy's like, yeah, if you can't make it back tonight, that's fine. But if you got to try to get down here in the next couple of days. Just tell him Chris sent you, yada yada. So I was stopping. I had the Raider game on my phone, walking through Target to the service desk, and I got back to my car, and they were up 21-0, and I'm like, I have to get home. This is ridiculous. And then no, it didn't.
This is a once in a lifetime affair. The Raiders winning big.
Well, it happens every once in a while. But what I will say to you is, the Wonka thing had nothing to do. I really like Wonka. The Wonka thing had nothing to do with the Raider thing. But I was on cloud 9 the following day when you can have a division rival game, and you can get a coach and a GM fired, because what happened, during the Raider game, it looked like they gave up. Like, the Chargers they got down, and then they didn't come back from it all. And, if that sets that team back 3 or 4 years, that's good for the Raiders, right?
Yep.
Like when like the Raiders constantly have turnover of coaches and GMs and stuff, and it happens to us a lot. So when it happens to another team, yes, I'm going to have a little bit of Schadenfreude about it. And when it happens to a division rival, because we put the ass whooping on them. Also, I need to point out,
like Dolphins, Patriots.
Yes, but also like I had the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. You realize the week before we put 63 on somebody, we scored 0 in a 3-0 game. That was one of the worst acts. It was like that football game was like watching two monkeys hump a doorknob. Like that football game was unbelievable. But the 63 points thing, everything bounced the Raiders' way. It was nice. It had nothing to do with my walk.
You're losing half the audience with the whole Raiders thing. I was just commenting that your Thursday night was Wonka vision filled, and then you got the Raiders. It was
It was Scrumdiddlyumptious.
I really think your Friday review was kind of influenced by just bam.
I honestly don't know what it was.
It was the perfect storm of a Thursday night for you, I think.
It was well, okay, so we can talk about Wonka first.
I don't think you've ever had a better Thursday night.
I probably have. I mean, movie-wise, I just hit upon yesterday or the other day, in my Facebook, like the Force Awakens opening night. What came up in my thing, like we had 25 people all together watching the Force Awakens. You know what I mean? Like I've had better Thursday nights, but I mean, football-wise, probably not that many because they don't play that often on Thursday. So, but what I would say is Wonka, for me, aside from a few fat jokes that don't land, Wonka's a pretty great movie. I love the music. I love Chalamet. I think Chalamet is really great. I think the supporting performances are really fun. And but you got to remember, I also really like Paddington and Paddington 2. They're some of the best family movies ever made, Kyle. So this guy, Paul King.
Not Paddington.
Have you seen Paddington 2?
I've seen the Paddington. I haven't argued the Paddington thing. They're great.
Okay.
I even told you how big.
Let the boys do their thing. I may need to leave it early. I think Wonka works on many levels. I don't think it has the cynicism that's inherent in the Roald Dahl books, but I think it works. 39 million was right around where I thought it would be. I remember I said 40, 43, right? You said 55.
Yeah, I was over.
You were over, and that's fine. It was very much 39's great for a movie that is primarily a musical. That they've gone to great lengths to hide as a musical. Although you shouldn't. Paddington was great. Yeah, Paddington's fantastic. You shouldn't go in expecting a Willy Wonka movie without music. Every one of them has had music in them. So if you go in and you're like, "Oh fuck, this is a musical. What happened?" That's on you. What didn't you like about it? Because you're the one that seems you're in the minority on this one because it's at like 85 on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, I said the other night I thought it was one of the better movies of the year. I don't think it knocked it out of the park as much as you're saying. It left more questions. I would have loved more Oompa Loompa scenes.
I like that.
Stay for the end credits because they're some of the best scenes.
They're funny as balls. The end credit stuff is great.
Yeah.
But I like the smaller amount of Oompa Loompas. I like that Hugh Grant wasn't used a lot. I like that the focus was primarily on the humans in the room. Let's see. She writes, your wife writes, all right, I absolutely love this movie. Unfortunately, left a lot of holes still that I would have liked answered. Sure. I also, and I did get to short comment in the musical. I had no idea it was going to. It was a Chicken of the Greatest Showman. So Kyle hates musicals, is what Raven writes. So I think for me, the thing that works about Wonka is Chalamet, obviously. I also think it's by its very nature a sweet nature movie. Now, the problem that some people can have is that if you've read the Roald Dahl books, and I was one of the kids in school that saw the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and when I got to a reading age, I read the book, and then I read Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, right?
I do.
Which was the sequel. So I really like Wonka stuff. It doesn't have any of the... One of the things I could say against it is that it doesn't have any of the cynicism. And the argument there would be that this is a naive Willy, right? This is a naive Wonka. He hasn't gotten to the point where Slugworth and Prodnose and these idiot chocolate cartel guys have sent spies into his factory, or any of the things that we get to when we get to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. What I would like, Kyle, this is going to sound weird, I would like Chalamet to age about 25 years, about 20 years down the line, and have him do Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I would like to see an actor get to progress in the role. The idea that if we could have gotten a Gene Wilder prequel movie and then Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I would like to see that. I would like to see Chalamet wait about 10 years and then make a sequel where he is the Wonka that Gene Wilder created. Does that sound interesting? I think that'd be cool.
It does. I don't think we got to wait 25 years. I mean, they could do things to make him look older with makeup, so that's not an issue.
I would like to see that.
I think there's still a gap movie in between those two to be made.
Maybe, yes, setting everything up. There was some controversy in regards to the actor who's performing Wonka. I don't know. I love Chalamet. We could have had Jeremy Allen White. Okay. Yeah, but you couldn't have, because Jeremy Allen White was too busy getting ripped to play Carrie Von Erich. So they filmed at the exact same time. So you weren't going to get Jeremy Allen White, because he was always going to pick the harder movie to make. I think Chalamet's pretty good. I don't think Chalamet's a great singer, but I think he's an okay singer, and he gets by in what he does. It's definitely a more prequel situation to Gene's Wonka than Johnny's Wonka. Yeah, I think Johnny's Wonka doesn't matter. I know it's going to be. I know it's. I just think that particular reboot, as we progress through time, like, it will be Wilder's Wonka that everybody watches and this Wonka. I think that the Depp Burton one is it won't slink away, but it won't, it's not going anywhere anymore. They made a lot of ridiculous choices in that one that I don't know that we're ever going to need to see or hear about. But 39 million is a great opening for a musical. It sets it up to kind of just bump along through the holidays. It's also a 4-quadrant movie. When I used to run a movie theater, there's things called 4-quadrant movies. The 4 quadrants are old people, grandparents, parents, aunts and uncles, children. 4 quadrants. We want everybody going to the movies at the same time and to the same movie. I think it left some country because there was some past experience in the Johnny Wonka as far as the family, and then this movie happened. There are some issues. I think when you say controversy, I think they're scrapping the Johnny Wonka. Kyle, don't you get that from watching this one, that the Johnny Wonka doesn't matter? Because they had all the thing with the teeth and the Christopher Lee stuff and all the stuff with the dentist and gone.
I'm very wary to talk too deep into this because I don't want to give anything away.
Yeah, I think it's the Johnny Wonka doesn't matter.
Like I said, I think it is one of the better films that came out this year. I agree.
I agree.
The bar was very low for films that came out this year.
Fair enough. Okay, so with that being said, I think one of the things I want to do with our last show of 2023, I have put together a comprehensive list of the next 6 months in theaters. Wow. Wow. I didn't know that you want dick, but okay.
Damn.
New Year's resolution, I guess. I don't know. I was just told about it.
Damn. I am not even gonna read that comment. Anyway, I didn't read it fully, so I love you and I respect you. What I've done is I put together a comprehensive list of things that are getting released in the next, from January until July 1st is where I stopped. I stopped at June, but that's okay. So I think a good place to start. I try to put together movies that I think have a little bit of buzz and also are kind of like review proof and whatnot. Have you not seen the unicorn video yet? I have, but I don't. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're going to do the movie preview of 2024. January is usually a drag month. We've talked about this on the show before. We've had fights about this on the show before. But January is a little bit busy because we have a little bit of a backlog of product. I also want to point out, I didn't bring up the fact that they are re-releasing Soul, Luca, and Turning Red back into theaters. They each are going to get 2 weeks to kind of, have a run at theaters, which is nice. January 5th, we start the year with a horror film. Horror is the easiest thing to sell. We start with Night Swim, which is from the Blumhouse folks, where they've made a way of making movies and doing whatever. I should also point out January will be also a place where all the Oscar movies kind of glide in and out of theaters. So, but Night Swim is, I have no idea what it is. It's got Wyatt Russell in it, so it's Kurt Russell's son. They buy a house, and there's something going on in the backyard swimming pool. If you had said to me we're going to have, a pool-based horror film in January, I would have been like, okay, and laughed at you. But it is right in the same wheelhouse of where they kind of released Megan and Cocaine Bear, and so it's got that kind of buzz. Also in January 12th, we have Mean Girls, which is the musical version of Mean Girls the movie, so it's a completely new version. Tina Fey, Lorne Michaels. What was that?
Kyle can't wait. The musical, yes. Yeah,
it's a musical. Boom! Kyle's like, yes, sign me up.
I can't wait either.
For all of you Scranton folks, Pam from The Office is playing one of the moms in Mean Girls the musical.
She is. Jenna
Fisher.
Yeah, Jenna Fisher, yes. Also, she has a tie to James. She had a tie to James Gunn at some point. Anyway, also on January 12th, you have The Beekeeper, which is our action film for you know what I mean? Like, it's got Jason Statham. It's got a cool concept. I assume he's going to be killing a lot of people in it. It's our action movie for January. And we all need a good action film to clean out the pipes come the end of Christmas season. Also in January 18th, or 19th, I should say, there's this movie coming out called ISS. I don't know a lot about it, but the trailer is pretty bangerang. It's pretty amazing. Basically, it's like it looks good. It's got Anna DeBose. It's got a bunch of good people in it. And it takes place on the International Space Station when war breaks out on Earth. So essentially, it's a cat and mouse game with people on the space station fighting people who are not from the same country as they are. So I don't know. The war, and the tagline's great. The war on Earth will be decided in space. That's fantastic. That's a good tagline. I assume people are going to get on.
You missed the movie. You missed the movie on the 12th, actually. The Book of Clarence. It's like a biblical comedy drama.
Yeah,
the soundtrack. The soundtrack's going to drive people there only because it has Jay-Z, Kid Cudi, Lil Wayne. I think it might be one of those ones that flies under the radar and all of a sudden just pops a good number just because of the soundtrack.
It might. I didn't forget about it. I was trying to look at stuff like when you look at that weekend, right? You have so many things on that weekend. I can't imagine it popping. Maybe in an urban setting, maybe doing very well there. It does have a good cast, but also in seeing the trailers, I don't know. In watching the trailers, Kyle, I don't know what it's about. Like I don't know if it plays like it could be Monty Python, but it also plays like it's deadly serious. So I'm not sure on that one. So I don't know that it's I think it's.
It could be the Passion of Monty Python.
The Passion of Monty Python. Christ, did you spend all day? Did you spend all day writing that one?
No, that just came right up now because I just looked at this list for the first time actually and saw that one. And
I was when I made
the soundtrack intrigues me.
It's definitely an intriguing soundtrack, but I just don't know what it is. And I was trying to put together.
Last Action Hero when that came out, and that had an incredible soundtrack of just rock act after rock act, and the movie was god awful. It wasn't great, the soundtrack held it.
That movie is starting to actually get reappraised. That's in a weird Schwarzenegger place right now. Like there's so many great Schwarzenegger movies, but like that movie's actually in a place where it's getting reappraised. It's not. Like, when you go back and rewatch it, it's not nearly as bad as you think it is. And it's not nearly as good as it could have been. Does that make sense? Like, it's...
So what you're telling me is the movies that we had back then were a lot better, so we buried that one. And the movies we have now suck, so that movie looks great because of it.
That's part of it. That's part of it.
I actually didn't mind it when it came out, to be honest.
I think
it was one of his better movies, but I didn't think it was completely terrible.
Well, no, but that's what it is.
The soundtrack did propel
it. It did. I agree with that.
Let's see some comments. Let's see. Oh boy. Movie should have come out on October 3rd. I think she's talking about Night Swim. Releasing all the Blood versions and charging double the cost. Which is but this isn't the Broadway version, Missy. This isn't a Broadway taping. This is a movie that is based on the musical, very much like The Color Purple next week. So it's not like Waitress that was out in theaters and did pretty well. This is all in anticipation of the movie version of Wicked. Yeah, I mean Wicked's pretty anticipated. That's next December. My prediction is ISS is not going to do good. If it does good, I will be severely surprised. I don't know. Like, I think if you make a film and you're releasing in January, if it's half decent, it'll be fine. The problem is the theater's going to be packed with things that are already out and things that are like doing whatever. It's not a horror film, so right off the bat, it's a little bit thing. Also, ISS might suffer from what I fear is what we call, that's a little too close to home right now. Don't know that I want it. Like, we're going to get another one on the list in a moment. That's like, well, it's a little too close to home right now, where we don't necessarily, I don't know if I need that movie right now at this moment. Because think about it. The ISS is United States, Russia, and other countries, right? And it's about a Russian and American nuclear war on Earth. I don't know that it might be one of those little too close to home movies. ISS is not on my radar for that weekend. That weekend is not. The only other movie opening is a movie called Distant.
ISS it is.
You know what I mean? Like, so ISS will do fine.
As long as it is.
Night Swim. What the fuck? October 3rd, Mean Girls. It's from the movie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
October 3rd is Mean Girls Day. And they're being mean to you on
very
December
much like cats
19th.
with buttholes. You're not wrong, JW. Too little too close to home. We're gonna get to another one that's a little too close to home. Okay, so that is pretty much January. February starts off with one of the more intriguing movies of the year, mainly because it's like one of those movies where you don't know what the fuck it is, but the cast is so amazing that you're like, maybe, I don't know, maybe. And that movie is called Argylle. And the cast is so, like, the cast is, it's incredible. It's, it is.
Jamie Hill.
Well, what happened?
Jamie Hill just said hello. I said hello back. It's polite manners.
Hello, Jamie Hill. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. But so Argylle is basically from the guy who's done the Kingsman movies, and it's a spy movie, but it's like not a spy movie, and it's got Sam Rockwell and Henry Cavill and Samuel L. Jackson and Bryan Cranston and John Cena and everybody. It's got a lot of people in it, and I just don't know what it is yet. We don't know. Like, apparently the story goes, she's a fiction writer that actually understands real world things, and so a lot of her fiction ends up being real life. And apparently the movie has a big secret that you're not allowed to talk about. That's the rumor that's going around, is that there's a big secret that you don't give away the secret. So we haven't had one of those movies in a while.
It comes down to Peacemaker versus Superman.
I'll
Samuel L. Jackson person in the background.
Yeah,
in his 300th movie role or whatever.
He's got a lot. He's got a lot.
All these stakes in
Bryce
this.
Dallas Howard's also in it. I mean, Matthew Vaughn. It's got a lot of things going. Catherine O'Hara's in it, for fuck's sake. Like, everybody's in this movie, and I can't you can't tell from the trailers if it's going to be like wildly funny or wildly like thrilling. It's not like, it's like a mixture somehow of like the movie that came out last year, The Lost City, and maybe Mission Impossible is what it's trying to do. But that's the first week of February, so more power to us, I guess. And then February has, again, it continues the trend with Turning Red in February 9th. There's a movie coming out called Lisa Frankenstein that I did not get a poster for because you can't find a poster for it online. I couldn't find one. But it's an interesting premise, and it's got young people in it that I really like. Sprouse.
That sounds creepy.
Well, people from like the Archie show and Riverdale, and it's about somebody who digs up somebody and brings somebody back to life. So it's a horror film that's also coming out right around Valentine's Day. Also Valentine's Day. I know I didn't put it on here, but Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 is coming out. I don't think it's going to do well. Yes, but I couldn't get it to download. Right. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate you.
I just sent it to you in Messenger also.
Jesus Christ. You guys are killing me.
Superstar.
Fine.
I don't think we need a second Winnie the Pooh movie. I think the first one.
I don't either, but like, I am intrigued by the concept that the director said we're going to get a Tigger. Can you imagine Tigger, like, in this world, like, bouncing around and just killing people? Like, I think that could be wild. Okay, so here's the Lisa Frankenstein thing.
The costume is going to be ridiculous, though.
Yes, everything about it. And then, so we jump to February, let's see, hold on. February 14th, you have one good movie opening and one movie that's going to be absolutely terrible. February 14th, we have, let's see, This one's going to be terrible because it is a Spider-Man movie made by Sony without any Marvel involvement, and it's a character that they're using just so they can keep the Sony Spider-Man brand alive. Madam Web, Dakota Johnson, the trailer's a mess. It's going to be like Kraven, right? Or Venom, or God forbid Morbius. But it looks abysmal. But
it's a Valentine's Day movie.
Yeah, it's happy. This movie, however, the Bob Marley One Love movie, looks really good. About Bob Marley going back for a concert when he could have been murdered in Jamaica. So that movie looks pretty good. That's coming out that weekend.
Oh.
And looking
That's
at
like a love story for Valentine's Day weekend.
Looking at it, the rest of February is kind of like bleak. Like, there's movies coming out, but there's nothing really. There's an Ordinary Angels. There's a movie coming out called Drive Away Dolls, which is a comedy. They're both like February 23rd. And I think the reason for that is because March 1st is one of those days that everybody is like marking their calendars because you have two big movies coming out with varying degrees of, fandom. You have a Fall Guy remake coming out with the trailer is pretty good, but we don't again know what it is. And it's called The Fall Guy, and it's based on the Lee Majors show. But as I got a text from somebody, and they said, this is not The Fall Guy, so I don't know what the fuck this movie is, right? And I could not agree with them, but if you're remaking a show into a big budget movie, you got to have a through line, and Gosling and Blunt are at least good, and the director's good. It's the guy who made Bullet Train, so the action should be decent. But again, I don't know if it's going to be good or not. That's on March 1st. Also March 1st, again, we have Dune Part 2 coming out. Now, pay no attention to the 11/3/23.
Dune is March 15th, I got.
No, Dune got March
1st movie I have is, I got Disney's ELO on March 1st.
No.
Pixar movie.
Nope. Okay. No, and Dune got moved up to the 1st. Dune, there was a story that Dune got moved to March 1st. And it's definitely going to be in March 1st because I think they're moving it as far away from stuff as they possibly can. March 8th, we have one of the, we don't have a lot of kid stuff coming out this year. For some god awful reason, we're going to have another kid just death place. But Kung Fu Panda 4 is coming out. What are you saying?
I was looking at March 29th, and that looks like 3 kids' movies to me.
Hold on. What do you have on March 29th?
I have Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse.
No.
Ghostbusters and Kung Fu Panda 4.
No, Kung Fu Panda 4 is the 8th. Spider-Man is Spider-Man. Yeah, Kung Fu Panda 4 is the 8th. Spider-Man is 2025 at some point, especially because of the strikes. I don't know what list you're looking at. But Kung Fu Panda is the 8th. And then there's some interesting movies coming out on March 22nd. There's a movie coming out of the American Society of Magical Negroes, which looks very funny, but I don't know if it's for everyone. We have a movie coming out, a dog movie coming out called Arthur the King, that has Mark Wahlberg. About a stray dog, because we all need a dog movie every once in a while. And then we also have what's the other one? Luca's coming back to theaters. So that's on March 22nd. Again, not a lot around it. So you have the 8th, nothing really opening the 15th. You have nothing kind of opening the 22nd because you have 2 movies opening on the 29th that are, there's one that's a major release, and that's this one, March 29th, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, which you know, the Parkas are already.
Snow White coming out also on the 22nd?
What movie?
Live action Snow White.
No, that got pushed back.
That got pushed back too?
Yes. There was this thing, we had this little pesky strike this year. 2 strikes, actually.
Yeah. You think MovieWeb.com would have a better list?
Yeah, I
can't recommend them. 2 thumbs down.
2 thumbs down, yeah. I think Ghostbusters is easily one of the most anticipated films of 2024. Just because they got so much right with Afterlife. I think, ending everything with Gozer. Like, I read something the other day. They gave a production. One of the producers gave this is the first Ghostbusters movie in a post-Gozerian world. Which is just, like, that seems like I think they're really intent on making Ghostbusters, bringing it forward and making it fan-friendly again. You know what I mean? Like, just making it big. And I don't know about you guys, but every time I watch the trailer for this movie, I get strong Ghostbusters the Animated Series vibes. Because they used to have really great villains, and they would show up for holidays, or they would show up for whatever, and those villains would recur. You know what I mean? They would come back. Like, there was a Pumpkin King. There were all kinds of cool animated series guys. So that movie opens on March 29th. April 5th.
I think you got a ton of comments. I think you should go to the comments here since we're halfway through.
Okay, that's a good call. Let's see. Argyle's just all the spy movies in one, maybe. We don't know yet. I must feel like it's The Onion. Maybe. Or maybe Agatha Christie. I don't think it's Agatha Christie. Maybe they should have been Mousetrap. Mousetrap's prequel didn't bomb. So far, Argyle plot sounds better than fiction. The poster is a guy and a girl with a pooper moon holding each other.
Lisa Frankenstein, he's talking about.
Thanks, Ken. We found it. Anyone else heard that as Lisa Frank Science and envision women neon unicorn 90s horror movie laugh out loud? Sure. I don't know about the movie bombing. You're entering the moment of woman. They want to see a female web controller. No. I will make a bet on this program that Madam Web bombs hard. Really hard.
What do you consider a bomb?
I consider a movie like Morbius a bomb, or a movie like at least a failure in every regards to what it's supposed to be. Like, the trailer for Madam Web looks confusing as fuck, Kyle. Like, it looks terrible. And what I'm telling people is, and this is a business thing, they make these Spider-Man movies that don't matter to anybody. They got to
keep the license.
They got to keep the license. So they got to
make one movie a year to keep the license.
One movie a year to make sure that they keep the Spider-Man license under their thumb at Sony.
Morbius, though, the reviewers beat it down so bad that it was actually pretty good with the hopes I went in there for. I thought it was going to be just someone lighting a pile of dog shit on fire for 40 minutes on screen. I was like, hey, it's not. It's actually
it was lighting money on fire. Also, Morbius, I'm going to say this to you with all intent and purposes that you will get this. Morbius and the Spider-Man films that Sony produces have all the quality of Dark Phoenix. Their movies, see how I like that smile? That's the smile I'm looking for. They are so bad and so awful that no matter what you do to try to explain them or make them feel better, they're trash. They're absolute, and they are. Like, don't make a Madam Web movie. You want to make a movie that's a female-centered character, make a Spider-Gwen movie. You want to make a Spider-Man-centered female character, make Spider-Gwen. You want to do that. You want to do Black Cat. Do anybody except this character that sits in a chair. That's all this character does. It's going to be bad.
Warner Brothers is like, hey, let's do Batwoman. Never mind.
let's see. Doom Part 2 at the theaters on March 1st. Yeah, I know.
Yes, my wife told me to shut up and agree with JW. I know.
Ghostbusters looks great. And that's...
Yes, it does.
It was right. The comics, animation of the game, the whole bunch of good lore to pick from. Thank you, Raven. Are you going by attendance or are you going by the money that it makes? I'm going by how good it is, and I'm also going by the money it makes. And I'm also you can tell me Venom did very well, but if you tell me you think Venom and Venom Carnage are good movies, they're terrible fucking movies and a waste of Woody Harrelson. How do you waste Woody Harrelson playing a serial killer? How is that feasible? Oh, I know. You put him in an hour and 29-minute movie where he has no time to do anything. And you put him into so much makeup and so much special effects that nobody gives a fuck. And Morbius almost actually, Kyle, Morbius, when you say it's not as bad as you think, the cut sequences in Morbius are so bad that they couldn't even get Michael Keaton to come back to take the mask off. The movies from Sony that involve Spider-Man. Now, here's the funny thing. Sony involves Spider-Man games. Fantastic. Sony involves Spider-Man movies. Not animated. Trash. Complete trash. I don't know. Let's see. Hold on. Listen, we're in an age where Barbie did good. Missy, I know this is going to come as a shock to you, but Barbie's going to get nominated for Academy Awards, and Barbie's going to contend. Barbie's a really good movie. I know you didn't like it, but also Barbie we're talking about. Barbie is probably the most profitable movie in the history of Warner Brothers. So
it's the only thing keeping them out of bankruptcy right now.
Madam Web looks like someone vomited Spiderweb lore into a pot and said, let's toss more female Spider in. A plot for no reason. Yes. Raven. To Raven Hanshaw, you listen. Yes. Barbie was good. Yeah, it is. I'm old enough to remember the TV show Isis. I would like maybe an animated movie. Yeah, but an animated movie might be good. The animated version of Sony is great. Wonder if the Batgirl flick that got tossed would have been better than Madam Web. I'm gonna say yes, because I don't think I'm gonna say yes. Here,
I think we found this week's poll on our page, folks.
Yes, Batgirl. Yeah, what would be better, Batgirl or Madam Web? I think Batgirl would have been better simply for the fact that it had Michael Keaton in it, and apparently he had he had a few scenes with the girl playing Batgirl. And everything I've heard about the Batgirl movie is not as bad as it.
Michael Keaton saves every movie.
He really fucking does, though. He's like Kurt Russell a little bit.
Yes. You just had more you couldn't save.
Coming from a man who doesn't like Howard the Duck. Yeah, I don't like Howard the Duck. I never will like Howard the Duck. It's an overrated 80s movie. It really is. It's not a good movie. Morbius is cut and edited hell, and it had decent actors. Agree 100% with JW on Sony Animation for Sony Live Action. Yes, it was cut and edited, but also they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're just trying to keep that license. Profit doesn't mean it was good, but Barbie was good, and Barbie's going to get nominated for a lot of Oscars, and that's peers saying it's good. So, let's see. I think Kyle left the link back, and Howard the Duck is back in What If. Yes, Kyle left that up. I'm more power to. I do like this Howard better. I should point out, because I like the actor playing Howard now. Batgirl at Fraser, and I think it would have been Wonder Duck. No, Wonder Duck and Howard the Duck are two different things.
Yes, but we gotta love our ducks. We gotta have our ducks in a row, my friend.
Listen, sir, I am pro duck, my friend. I've been pro duck.
Are you on the pro duck side?
I am Donald. I am pro duck. Batgirl had Fraser in it. I think it would have been horrible. Yeah, that's the other thing. You know what? Batgirl also had Brendan Fraser playing Firefly, which I heard was a really good performance. Okay.
I'm thinking he had Fraser from the fucking TV show.
Kelsey Grammer?
I thought it had Kelsey Grammer in it.
That's what I thought.
Batgirl means peace.
Okay. So April 5th. Let's get back to things. We got to get back. We got to get this back on track.
on the fucking psychiatrist couch.
April 5th. April 5th has a movie coming out, boys. April 5th has a movie coming out called The First Omen. I have no idea what the fuck it is, except somebody trying to revive the Omen franchise.
Horror movie?
Well, it's definitely going to be a horror movie, but they're trying to revive the Omen franchise.
You do have a clue what it is.
Well, yeah, but I don't know what it is. Like, we've had reboots, we've had the original Omen movies. Don't be a douche. April 12th, by the way, also has a little movie. It's a tiny movie. It's got characters and actors, and it's got a giant lizard, a giant ape, and another giant ape that apparently is evil. Kong, the New Empire. It's a big Empire year. We've got Frozen Empire, we've got New Empire, we've got Empire. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy.
But there'll never be another Empire Strikes Back, bitches.
Well, the best kind of empires. That's on April 12th. April 26th, we jump all the way to April 26th because there's not a lot of movies coming out in April because I would get out of the way of Kong and Godzilla because that movie's going to do well. Because the last two movies they've been out, they haven't had a chance to people to go to theaters and enjoy them. Plus, there's a baby Kong in the trailers. He's so cute. But on April 26th, we have a movie from the guy who brought us Ex Machina and Annihilation. And again, when I say movies that get a little close to home, it's called Civil War. He also made 28 Days Later, Ex Machina and Annihilation. It's called Civil War. It's an A24 movie. I don't know if I feel this movie and this trailer is so shocking. They're talking about shooting journalists at the White House. They're talking about, like, it's a very dark dystopian future version of the movie. People going in and out of states, like not being allowed to cross state borders, and I just don't know.
I believe we call that COVID. Oh.
Well, no, but here's the thing. I like Alex Garland. I think he's fantastic. He's amazing. I just don't know. Like, Annihilation is great. Ex Machina is great. 28 Days Later is great. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if we need this movie right now, and I don't know how you explain it when you go, hey, let's go see Civil War this weekend. Because then you got to pick out who you're going to see it with and whether or not, like, can you imagine going to the movie with somebody and they're cheering the wrong people? Or, like, it's just, like, I just can't imagine, like, you're sitting there going, I'm pro that guy that's shooting that person. Like, what? What the fuck is going on? Like, I just feel it's too close to home. We're in a weird spot. You know what I mean? What do you guys think? The trailer's harrowing.
I'd watch it.
I love all his movies.
I've already heard this joke from Paul Spratt about your neighbor being in for a different political party than you.
We might have to show our papers to get in the theater by then, but
fair. Okay, I'm glad my seriousness has been derided. Okay. That's it. The last week of April 26th. May 3rd, there's this little tiny movie coming out. It's got this guy with a mask and this guy that has claws. Deadpool 3. So May, we get the Marvel movie again, which is nice. Actually, I think, you know what? I'm wrong about this. I think this got moved. Deadpool got moved. This one I'm wrong about. Hold on. I'm just thinking about it now. I think it got moved. Yeah, Deadpool moved to July. I'm sorry. I lied. Because, again, I was making this...
Maybe it'll be like Avatar 2. It'll get moved for 10 years.
No, this is... The reason I remembered it the moment I put it up is because this is the first May in about 12 years where we don't... The first, either May or end of April, first May or April, where we don't have a Marvel movie opening. So I think, Deadpool got moved to July. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Let's go right to May 17th. Actually, let's look at some comments. You've never been pro Duck. I have. I'm a Donald fan. I like Donald more than I like Mickey. I like Daffy more than I don't like Daffy more than I like Bugs. But I do like Daffy. I like Daffy Duck because I was a huge fan of Duck Dodgers in the 25th and a half century. I always love that. 24th and a half. 24 and a half. Let's see. First time it takes place before the original movie. Okay. But we don't have Gregory Peck. We don't have Lee Remick. Are we going to have Lee Schreiber?
First open?
So it's first.
I'm really the first? I'm the 1A to that 1B omen?
Yay, another giant lizard or a fat busts up a city. Yes, I want giant things hitting each other. Yes. JW, that definitely got moved to the beginning of July. I know it did. I'm sorry. May 3rd is the Fall Guy. Wait.
Yeah, you're saying Fall Guy got moved up, but I got it for May 3rd also. But
okay, so I've had two different things on the Fall Guy. So maybe May 3rd is the Fall Guy.
I'll be the tiebreaker. Hold on.
You be the tiebreaker. Jerry, fix this. It doesn't matter. It's still in the first 6 months.
May 3rd.
May 3rd for the Fall Guy. Okay, so I was wrong twice on the list. I'm sorry. Please, making these lists is not an easy task.
It was.
Well, you got to check them twice. You got to find out what movies will be naughty or nice.
It was pushed back 2 months after Deadpool 3 vacated the slot.
There you go. Boom. Okay. Okay, so May 3rd is the Fall Guy now. Okay, excellent. May 17th is where things pick up in May. Because this movie, I saw the trailer for this. This movie, IF. It's called IF. It's not If. It's IF. Ryan Reynolds, John Krasinski, Kaylee Fleming, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Louis Gossett Jr., and Steve Carell. If you haven't seen the trailer, it's incredible. It looks fun. It looks amazing. It's opening in May. Has a good chance to be a summer blockbuster. It's about imaginary friends. And basically, Ryan Reynolds plays somebody that can see imaginary friends. So it's a little bit like Drop Dead Fred. But in the sense that he's not trying to get rid of his imaginary friend. He is trying to take his imaginary friend and give them to other people, to other kids. Or put them back with the ones that they lost. They're adults that they lost. It looks sweet. Carell's hilarious in the trailer playing the purple monster. It looks fantastic. The trailer's great. I can't recommend it enough. That's where May starts to get busy. May gets busy around May 17th. Because on May 24th, for the first time in a long time, Memorial Day weekend is going to be as exciting as fuck. It's going to be amazing. Not because of this. Yes. Garfield, there's a Garfield movie coming out of It's animated. It's not live action. We're good. I think that's going to do well for kids. Okay?
Who's voicing Garfield?
Chris Pratt is voicing Garfield. So he's Garfield and he's Mario. I just think it could be
They
busy.
both love to eat lasagna and they both hate Mondays.
Perfect. But that's not the reason I get excited about May 24th. May 24th has two of the May 24th, I think, has two of... There you go, buddy. There you go. Thank you, Jerry.
Yes.
Jerry. So, and Jerry and I have talked about this trailer offline. We've talked about it. This trailer takes place 1,000 years or so, or 300 years after the recent Planet of the Apes movies. And it looks spellbindingly cool. And also, I said this to Jerry, and I'm going to say it to you right now. First off, this Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes reboots that have taken place
it's imaginary friends.
The Planet of the Apes reboots are some of the best reboots we've had ever. Right? This franchise right now, at top of the charts, really good movies. Okay? With Andy Serkis playing Caesar. They're great movies. This takes place well after Caesar. But I told Jerry, the fascinating thing about this trailer is in the trailer, they're hunting humans. And in this trailer, it has the makings of the beginning of the first Planet of the Apes movie. And I think it would be fascinating is that in the middle of this movie, as they're hunting humans, a rocket crash lands because they could redo the original Planet of the Apes and literally do a meta version of a reboot.
They're going to say, oh shit, Spaceballs, there goes the planet.
Whatever, that's fine. You can make a joke, but what I'm saying to you is, I think this movie has potential if to not only pay homage to the original with Charlton Heston, but put a cap on this incredible franchise that they've rebooted with these Fox films because they've been absolutely spectacular.
They're setting it up.
They really are.
Nova's a little kid in the last one.
Yes,
so the trailer it up,
perfectly, and they're really well done movies. They started with Matt Reeves, who's gone on to do some stuff in the DC universe. He's did Batman, of course, the Batman, a couple other things. They're great movies, and this has potential to be really great. But that's not the sequel that matters. That's not the prequel that matters that weekend. The prequel that matters that weekend, and we'll get to comments, is this one. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga film. Anna Taylor-Joy playing Furiosa. Chris Hemsworth playing, I think, Immortan Joe, but who knows? The trailer's spectacular. Mad Max Fury Road is one of the 10 best films in the last 20 years by a long shot. It's genius, and George Miller is a treasure. He is a film treasure that I don't think gets nearly enough credit for the amount of stuff he's done on screen with motor vehicles and action and just stellar filmmaking. So I'm May 24th. May 24th is going to be a Kingdom Furiosa double bill for me. I'm going to both on that day. No doubt.
I'll be a Garfield.
You'll be a Garfield? Oh, God. I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
I like Heathcliff, though. I liked Heathcliff better than Garfield.
JW said he's bringing on screen. They have to claim.
You probably watch robots over Transformers, too.
Whoa. Okay, so wait. I just got something from Joe. Hold on. Okay, hold on.
Big news coming in. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Picture from Joe.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. So, yeah, he definitely sent. I will get this to them. This is interesting. Because we don't usually get breaking news in the middle of things. But
we only had an actor die during last Tuesday's show. Now this.
Yeah,
nothing ever happens.
It's fun. Yeah, nothing ever happens really. But I just want to say,
bye, Raven. Have a good night.
This is cool. This is what he sent us. So JD just sent a picture of people on the screen. They'll have to claim the pages. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, guys. Look at you. You've been added to the IMDb Pro of our show. Congrats. And then Rich Trees as well.
I blinked on my picture.
Why'd you blink? Stop blinking your picture. Don't do your picture now. We're in the middle of the show. Stop. What are you doing?
It's already in there.
God damn it. Okay. Imaginary Friends looks fun. Okay. I'll check it out. Think they needed to change the title.
I think that was Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It was too long.
I don't like the whole title craziness that JW is talking about. Furiosa, Mad Max Saga, maybe? Maybe it's Furiosa. Cornelius is the new one. Yes, but it was Caesar.
Furiosa kind of sounds like a downtown Scranton festival on Labor Day weekend.
I think they're going to have a hard time. I think they're going to have a hard time with bringing in new fans because it's going to be more of a reboot than a remake. I think the Planet of the Apes movies are interesting in the sense that they kind of they bump along. They don't do spectacularly well, but they also, anybody who's a Planet of the Apes fan usually finds them and watches them. If you're talking about Furiosa, I don't think there's going to be any problem bringing, after the excitement of Fury Road, I don't think there's going to be any problem with, and plus Anna Taylor-Joy, one of the hottest actresses on the planet with Queen's Gambit and everything in the last year and a half. So she's also rumored to be suiting up for Galactus. Like they're causing all kinds of heads to burn because they might give a female Silver Surfer a try. Although it's been in the comics, so it doesn't really matter. Have to head out early. Sorry, you guys. Wishing you a happy holiday. Happy holidays, Raven. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Stay safe. What were you going? Planning to start the same way the Star Wars movie start. Last one's first. Yes. And then, no, Planet of the Apes. Okay. I don't think the franchise itself, the reboots, haven't had a problem bringing in fans, and they've done mostly well. If I was looking at by the numbers, I could probably give you an idea. They've done well, actually. Hold on. I do like when your wife has really good questions. What was the first one was what? Planet of the Apes. Hold on. The Apes. Give me all the titles. Okay. Okay, so to give an idea, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes started in 2014, 208 million. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, 176 in 2011. And 2017, War for the Planet of the Apes, 146. They're remarkably consistent.
You just said you can't judge how well a movie does by how much money it brings in.
No, that's not what I was saying. I was saying that to bring in new fans, they're not going to need to bring new fans. The reboot has done remarkably well, but they're also great movies. So I'm not saying about there's a fine line between money and good. But what I'm saying in this particular case is what Missy had said was, we're going to have trouble bringing new fans in for the Planet of the Apes movies. The Planet of the Apes movies, for whatever reason, they do remarkably well no matter what. And this particular franchise, the reboot franchise, has done exceptionally well, even with years apart from the movies. And like I think the three released, let's see, 2011, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, 176. 2014, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, 208. And then 2017, War of the Planet of the Apes, 146. And the worldwide gross is the first one. The second one, of course, did 710, but they've each done 470 and 489. So, like, they're not going to need.
Planet of the Apes, though, is either a love it or hate it franchise.
Yes.
There's no in between. And I think a lot of the hate stems from the early movies before this reboot, that people who didn't like those movies aren't even giving this reboot a shot. And
that's fine. But the idea of bringing in new fans, the people who have seen the new reboots, the reboot ones, love them. So
they probably never even saw you.
It's probably true. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Let's see. I think they're amazing movies and fantastic, and they're well done. 2968. There you go. I think it's folks finding them for the first time, falling in love with them like I did myself. But I don't think Planet of the Apes is shooting to bring in new fans. I think it's too monopolizing the current fans that it currently has. Yeah, I don't think they need to. They do consistently well. Like and if I'm telling you right now, if they pull off the level of quality they had with the first three movies, and they somehow sneak in a major actor to play an astronaut from the future in this one, like it's something we don't know anything about and it just shows up in the middle of the movie, right? People will be talking about the movie. I don't know they're going to be talking about it more than Furiosa, but they'll be talking about it.
Dwayne, he landed on this Rock Johnson, the astronaut.
Maybe.
Oh, God.
You played with Amigo action figures, you like Planet of the Apes. Yes, Amigo figures were great. Let's finish up June. I'm gonna give you June's quick because we're running out of time in our year. June is busy, but not May busy, but June's busy. Got Ballerina, which is the John Wick spinoff. You got Inside Out 2, which looks very good. And, you know, a major Pixar release that's getting out there, plus a sequel to a movie that everybody universally loved. You also have the Bike Riders, which got moved back for some odd reason. And the Bike Riders cast it's based on a book of pictures of American gangs, and the cast is incredible. That comes out on June 21st. We're talking, you have Austin Butler, Tom Hardy, Jodie Comer, Michael Shannon, Boyd Holbrook, and Norman Reedus. That movie, how it didn't get released in Oscar time is beyond me, but they're saving it for something. They think it's going to do well. And then the last two things I have for June are actually last three. Hold on. I got this, A Quiet Place Day 1. Again, we're getting farther away from the original, but that's okay. And then this is the one that's a wild one. This is on June 28th. This is also released on June 28th, right before the July 4th holiday. Kevin Costner is releasing a movie called Horizon, an American Saga. Here's the catch. Chapter 1 opens June 28th, 2024. Chapter 2 opens August 14th, 2024. So it's essentially a road version movie, like an old-timey, like How the West is Won kind of thing, with an American Western that Costner does pretty well. And basically he's releasing the first part and the second part within a month of each other. Almost a little over a month, a little under 2 months. So that's all the way through June. Boom. Crazy. I think that movie looks fantastic. Like, it's got a great trailer. You know, Costner going back to the Dances with Wolves kind of thing, and you know, taking some of this Yellowstone cred and trying to make American stuff. Let's see. From 1968. Okay, you're saying?
I believe Ken said something about 1968 release. I'm thinking about talking about the first Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did I skip over?
1968 or that they were talking 1968. Melissa wanted clarification on it, I believe, from Ken, and you really didn't talk about it to maybe give some input about.
I think he put 2968. I think it's 68. No, he corrected it. He put 2968, and then he put 1968. Then he put hello, and then so.
Well, Jasper put hello. I know, reading hard.
I think he put hello. Okay, like he was getting in on the first time. Yeah, first Planet of the Apes is 1968. But I think there's two sets of fans, but the interesting thing is the reboot fans and the old-timey Planet of the Apes fans are the same. Like, so if that's what Missy's asking, I wasn't trying to ignore it. John Wick is dead. Yes, that character's dead, but the franchise, we all love spin-offs. Cheers was dead, and then we had Frasier. Need Nobody 2. I agree with that. I like Nobody. Norris Reason is going to kill it. Okay.
Norris Reeves.
Anything with Norman Reedus is going to kill it. Okay. Yeah, Norman Reedus, I think he's waiting for that big role. Just saying he's a killer. Okay. For July 19th, sequel to Twisters. Yeah, we're not going to do July tonight. What I would say about a sequel to Twisters is that everything I'm reading, it has nothing to do with the original Twister, which defies logic on why, again, this is a Warner Brothers movie created by a man named David Zaslav, who I hate with the passion of 7 burning suns. And the idea
But
is making
they still have the complete set for Universal Studios, so they can bring it back with no extra cost.
Well, yeah, but they're making Twisters, and it will have no ties to the original Twister. Like, so, that makes no sense to me. If you're rebooting, if you're, you can't bring, I know, you can't bring Bill back, but you can certainly bring other actors back that are in that movie that that could at least have a tie to it. People, I don't know. I just think that's crazy. Let's see.
I think if they just referenced how archaic their way of measuring Twisters was back during the first movie, and go, but we've come this far, just to kind of tie it together a little bit.
I also don't know. How do I say this? We're getting a Twister sequel. How do I say this without being detrimental? I don't know that we can do very much more with Twisters on screen.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like,
well, there's a lot more shit we can get sucked up into a Twister and thrown across the fucking screen.
Yeah, but think about that moment when they're there and they're at the drive-in and fucking The Shining's playing and it's just Nicholson's head getting ripped apart on the screen. Like, I don't know. A Twister to me, because you're pretty much right on Twister. Well, Twister was actually loaned to Universal by Warner Brothers.
Into the Storm. That was a Twister sequel, basically. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. Honey, let's see. Wait, this should be.
It was 2014.
Honey, none of those movies are going to release when you say it because the shit happens in Hollywood. Well, actually, again, yeah, this is all subject to change, of course. A Twister movie can't happen because Twister and Universal was loaned, much like Ghostbusters was loaned to Universal, Beetlejuice was loaned to Universal. Twister belongs to Warner Brothers, not Universal. I'm sorry for the whole Twister thing. Let's not talk about it. Okay, we won't. I've never been more angry about something. Are you sure? Because I feel like I've ripped into Johnny Depp and you. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Twisters, the story of Chubby Checker. Twisters is called A New Chapter. Okay. Twisters and Sharks. Sharknado. Boo, I love you. Walk away. Okay. I will. Twisters, The Flying Cow's Revenge. Yes. Stop. We will talk more in 2024 about the different
Not
things.
Another teen movie about Twisters.
Yeah, there you go. We'll talk more in 2024 about the movies from July to the end of the year as we get to the middle of maybe next year. But I just want to thank everybody who's paying attention to the show, who watches the show. I want to thank both Jerry and Kyle for giving me your very valuable time. I love you both. I appreciate you both. I hope you're enjoying the journey that we're on. We're gonna try to continue in 2024. Where can people find your stuff, Kyle? You got nothing going on now.
I got nothing.
You're a normie.
Hopefully, I'll reset myself in the beginning of the year, but
it's
right
good.
now, nothing.
We will not be back till January 9th.
Christmas season.
We will. Yeah,
they could find him on their front porch.
Yes, like a magic package.
If you say Amazon order 3 times, I appear.
I was going to say if you make an Amazon logo on the ground, like a pentagram, you appear.
Just please, people, leave your porch lights on when it gets dark at this point.
Leave your porch lights on. Also, please be careful of black guys. Jerry, where can people find you on your TikTok and all the different...
Whoa. That's not allowed.
What?
Please be careful of black guys, dude. No, that's not politically correct anymore.
Black ice, you idiots.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Black ice, you moron.
Is that what you thought he said?
Black ice, you idiots. I'm afraid of your old ass falling. Black ice, you idiots. Oh, God. We definitely need a break. Jerry, you got any shows coming up? Where can people find your TikTok stuff?
No shows.
Where can people find you on Instagram and all these different places?
It's Slapjaw 1998. Basically everywhere, except Facebook.
Slapjaw and Facebook and Slapjaw 1998.
I have my own Facebook too and my own TikTok, but they're boring.
Yeah, everybody should be looking for your stuff as well. This is another announcement we're making right now, and it probably will start in 2024. I don't know when yet. We will be getting off of Twitter or X or whatever the fuck the maniac wants to call it this week. We will be going to Instagram. So it is going to be Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram for us in 2024.
Oh yeah, YouTube.
You can find me, JW the Movie Guy, on. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Blue Sky. You can find me on Instagram. All of those places. You can also find me here every Tuesday night with these great, great gentlemen. You can also find me on Monday nights. We will not be back to that show as well till January 8th, but that show is Generation Movie, and the movie we'll be doing January 8th, if you're interested in Huey Lewis and Murder, is American Psycho. Murder. Also, and one last thing for the year, I want to again talk about Sean Smithson, who has a woodworking business. This is the picture I showed last week, and he was like, he kind of can't, he wasn't mad at me, but he's like, I didn't even get a chance to paint it. So you put it up, but it's not finished. And I'm like, everybody thought it was fucking great, but okay, if you're saying it's not finished, I'm sorry. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like finished. And so now I understand why he was a little, not mad at me, but just, look at how beautiful. Look at how beautiful that is. It's nice. So I want to give Sean Smith a big shout out.
U.S. Post Office box in the background.
But Merry Christmas, Jasper. Move to Threads. I'm working on it. You can find Kyle and Jerry on the IMDb in the next couple of days when it loads. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, fucker. What are you doing? Why are you typing while we're on the show? Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. All look forward to seeing everyone in 2024.
Just trying to get a word in with you talking is impossible.
You guys have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Yes, thank you, Cindy Kamora. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from everybody here at Loud Nerdy. I think it probably is.
My mom.
It's his mom. It's okay. Oh. Happy holidays from everybody here at the Indie Escape Network. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. And we'll see everybody in 2024. Have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.